Yes! Oh my God, this team, they play with my emotions, but I love it. I love it. It's great. It's just amazing. You blow another, lead late in the third period, but they win. They win the game, and they force a game 7, and they stay alive for another couple days. Hopefully they can close it out here and win game 6 and take this to a 7th game. But God, I am so happy right now, and I'm sure that was pretty loud in my mic, so I apologize for that. But oh my God, what an amazing game here from the Flyers. A lot of things happened in this one. This was like a roller coaster game, kind of just like game 2. And oh my Jesus, man, it's a great effort from the team, to be honest, for the most part. Yeah, honestly, they played a pretty solid effort and consistent effort for majority of this game, but the last 5 minutes of the third period, they broke down like a school bus, and they give up 2 goals, and, they ended up, going into overtime. This overtime was a lot longer, but I will get into that. Remember, guys, my name is Chris, and today we have a Flyers versus Islanders Game 5 game review. So let's get into this one. Pretty good start early for the Flyers. They're getting the chances. Pitlick and Myers get a couple chances here, and the Flyers had the first 4 shots on goal of this game. They also had the first 5. They had 5 of the first 7 shots by both teams, so they were playing really good early. The pace was pretty good. The Flyers had, their skating legs early. They generated chances. Not so many off the rush, but when they did, it generated chances. The Pitlick one was off the rush, things like that. And there was a horrible call on connecting that gate, led to an Islanders power play here for a quote-unquote hold, kind of like a ticky-tack soft call that one ended up getting, followed up by I believe it was an interference that was called. It was either interference or boarding. I cannot remember what the exact call was. I believe it was interference on Nelson in the corner on Pitlick, and it was one of those plays where it's just like, to me, that was another soft call, and the Flyers were lucky that they were able to come away with the power play on that one to negate the Islanders power play, make it 4-4. But again, it was a pretty good period for the Flyers. The forecheck and chances were there, as I said. Coots, he hit a post on that power play as well. Drew had a big chance. Rebound right to Couturier, hit a post. So no goals in that period. They definitely wanted to keep up that pressure, and then there was a penalty at the end of the period there that carried over into the second. So the shots on goal after the first period are 11-4 in favor of the Flyers. Josh Bailey, he makes it 1-0 here for the Islanders on the power play. Now, this was such a weird goal. It was a play, it's like in front of the net. The Islanders crashed the net, and Pitlick pushes Barzal, and he just stays in the crease. Just stays there. Like, just literally stood there. And Bailey shoots it off, I believe it was Provorov's leg, and it went in, and it was 1-0 Islanders. Now, the Flyers obviously challenged this one because you kind of had to from Alain Vigneault. And this is one where it's just like, I was like, I don't know so much about that one. He made no effort to come out of the crease. Yes, the ruling was that Pitlick did push him, but he made zero effort to get out of the crease. That's all I'll say. I don't really think it should have been a goal, but the goal stands. It's 1-0 Islanders. Flyers get a couple chances after. Then the Islanders really started to push again. They get their chances, and finally, Claude Giroux gets a goal, ties the game here 1-1. It's a play where that line, Giroux, Couturier, Voracek, really cycled the puck in the zone. They get a pass back. Myers with the shot, Giroux, beautiful tip right through Varlamov's legs. And this is a goal that's just like such a reliever for him and for me as well, and really all other Flyers fans, because it's like, geez Louise, now he finally gets the goal off of his back, and it's just one of them plays where it's a great shot, it's a great tip, and it's a 1-1 game. A couple minutes later, Flyers, they're pressing again, little 2-on-1 here, connecting with a nice play at the Flyers blue line to get it up, and it's 2-1. James Van Riemsdyk gets his first goal of the playoffs. 2-on-1 here with Laughton, little sauce pass over, JVR with a shot, deflects off of Varlamov, and in. It's 2-1 Flyers there. The message was sent for those two guys that put their big boy pants on, and they get 2 goals. And guys like, and AV even said guys like Giroux and JVR get the goals there. So, moving into the end of this period, pretty good period for the Flyers. Late in this period, Sean Couturier, he kind of collides here with Barzal, and it's one of those plays where it's just like, it didn't look good for Coots. The next shift out there, no Couturier, Laughton was on that line, and that was how the game finished. No Couturier for the whole third period and the overtime. So that's not something the Flyers are really want to be looking at. And again, there's And I just got a tweet on my phone as I'm doing this that AV has no idea. That was a tweet from Jordan Hall. So he has no idea on Sean Couturier's injury. So that really isn't a good sign going into this Game 6, but I will get into that at the end. End of the period, shots on goal were 22-13 in favor of the Flyers. As I said, no Couturier to start the third. Islanders power play early. Flyers kill that off. Matt Niskanen makes it 3-1 on a nice play. Keep in from Hayes. Konechny ended up finding Niskanen. He wires it past Varlamov. 3-1 lead. Those, to me, those were three guys that needed confidence, and they get goals tonight. Giroux, JVR, Niskanen. They all haven't played good in, well, I shouldn't say that. Niskanen hasn't played that good. JVR's been on and off. Everybody knows how that is. Majority of the time, he hasn't looked great. Giroux's had his chances. He finally gets one. Three guys right there that get goals, and that's huge. Now, this is something that is a problem. It's a play where Barzal, he gets a stick up on a follow-through, and it hit his eye. He started bleeding. Really reminded me of the play from Chris Pronger when he was injured with the Flyers. It was just one of them things where obviously wasn't as bad with obviously the way Pronger was and the way he screamed going off the ice and things like that. It went immediately off. Barzal waited a minute. He was down, helmet off and everything. I didn't see it. It was a follow-through from Giroux sending the puck into the corner, and sadly, it's a bad thing. So no Barzal, no Couturier for the whole overtime and for the last couple minutes of the third period. Nelson gets one here for the Islanders, 3-2. Shot from the high slot. It was actually more towards the circles, and it's one it just reminded me of that Pajot goal. It's like hearts down, and it's a snipe. It's probably one he would want back. Again, it's tied. Brassard ties it. It's just, you felt it coming. It's one of them plays where it's 2 goals in a minute and 33 seconds, and it's a disgrace, to be honest. There's no reason why that should happen. We go to overtime. A lot of chances early. Hart makes a couple saves. Breakaway save. Flyers with shots from the point. Exciting, but it was scary as well. Nothing really going on this Flyers power play. And finally, Scott Laughton, the shot from Provorov from the point, he tips it in, and the Flyers win it 4-3 in overtime here, and they send it to a Game 6 here going into these next couple days here, and they stay alive here in the bubble. So, again, the Flyers had to go into this taking it game by game, and that's what they did. They played good for majority of this game. I'd say probably like 50, 55 minutes, and the last 5, it's just, God, there's no reason why the lead should be blown. But that's something that has to change. They won the game, yes, but you need to go into Game 6 now and really follow this up. Hopefully nothing is bad with Couturier. Hopefully he's able to come in for Game 6 and he's able to play here for the Flyers. Now, one thing is that they're able to carry the momentum from this overtime win into this next Game 6. Now, that was probably a big factor in Game 2 as well, with the 2-day layoff from the postponing of the games. Can't carry really that much overtime momentum when you don't play in 3 days or so. So again, it's a little tough, but again, guys, remember, podcast articles, those links are on my channel. I just did the podcast today with STEELFLYERS and Joe Boric. That was a great time. Steel, I know you're watching this, so again, thank you for having me on. I really do appreciate it. And I will put a link to that podcast episode in the description below, guys, if you want to check that out. So remember, podcast articles, those links are on my channel. Hope you guys enjoyed this one. I'll see you guys in the next one, and let's go Flyers.